Hello guys, so in this video we are going to install Hyper-V role on our Windows Server 2019. Before we start anything, there you go, here is a textual version on my blog, so if this is too fast for you or you don't understand me at some point, make sure to go and check this out on my blog. Link will be in the description as always. Okay, let's first go with the hardware requirements. You will need to have 16 gigabytes of RAM, minimum 2-core CPU or better. 4 cores or 6 cores would be great, and I would recommend terabyte hard disk drive. Hard drives are cheap today, especially terabyte drives, so you will be very comfortable with that setup. I'm going to do this in a virtual machine. VMware is capable of hosting Hyper-V virtualization inside it, so I will do it in VMware Fusion. If you are doing this in a virtual machine, not on a physical machine, make sure that your virtual machine has something like this. I'm going to under processors and memory, enable hypervisor applications in this virtual machine. I also enable IOMU in this virtual machine. I always do this too, and I have a bit more physical resources, so I enable them. So that's that for the introduction part. Let's go and install our Hyper-V role. On this Hyper-V role we will be hosting our next virtual machines, and all of the videos of this series will be done inside this Hyper-V, inside this virtual machine. So just to give you a heads up, go to start. No, a little bit slow. Server manager. We are also going to do a lot of tasks in server manager, so make sure you remember this, because server manager will be our starting point for all the roles and features we are going to install, and also for some management and administration. So we will go to the manage, add roles and features. Before you begin, next. Role-based or feature-based installation, we want that. Server selection, we defined that in the previous videos and also in previous texts on my blog, so this will be the machine on which we will install Hyper-V. Next, server role, and now we want to install Hyper-V. Another pop-up will appear. You will be offered another selection of roles you need to install and features. Add features. Wait a little bit if you are on the slow machine like I am. And select next. Under the features we want to select anything at this point. Next. Hyper-V allows you to virtualize your server workloads. We will use, usually in production environments I tend to have separate network interfaces for virtualization and for the host, but since we are doing this in a desktop environment, I only have one network interface, so I will select it and select next. Let's check what I've done on my blog quickly so that this matches. I leave that at default stores. I dedicated separate disks just for the VMs, and I will make now another folder named virtual machines, and I will designate them for virtual hard drives files. I will put all on the drives in virtual machines. This will come in handy, and if you have a huge amount of virtual machines, like 50 or 100 in production environment, it will be nice that you have all this all structured in one place, recognizable place for you, so I do that often this way. Next, confirmation. Install. We'll wait a bit as always. Okay, so installation is done. It was success. We'll select close, and I will reboot the server now before we go any further. So this reboot took a bit longer than expected, more than 15 minutes. I had some Windows updates waiting to install, and then Hyper-V Roll also installed. But usually what I experienced inside VMware when I install Hyper-V Roll, that virtual machine is taking a lot longer, significantly longer to boot. You can expect up to 10 minutes for the machine with Hyper-V installed to boot, so please be aware of that. Now we are going to select Start, Windows Administrative Tools, Hyper-V Manager. I'm going to pin it to taskbar. Okay, so we successfully installed Hyper-V Manager. The only thing we are going to do now is head on to Virtual Switch Manager, and we are going to create a new virtual switch for all the virtual machines that are going to be installed. In this case, I'm going to install external virtual switch, but usually in production environments, sometimes I use both a combination of private and external virtual switches. In private switch means that virtual machines can speak only between themselves. They don't have access to the host or to the internet. So I use that if I want only virtual machines to speak between themselves. And I then add virtual router, which has external and private networks. So private networks go to the virtual machines, and external one uses separate network card and connects that virtual environment to the internet. So all kinds of possibilities. You can mix and match these virtual switches. So we are here going to create external virtual switch, create virtual switch. I will name it external 1. We will leave everything as it is. Select apply, yes. Then of course wait a little bit. Oh, I named it external 1, not external 1. Okay, whatever. I will rename it to external 1, and then select OK. Okay, and now we have a virtual switch that will add to our virtual machines when we create them. Let's just check how our control panel looks like. Control panel. Okay, large icons, network and sharing, change adapter settings. So this is our LAN adapter. And now you can see that there is nothing selected on it. So LAN adapter is now routed through this one. Hyper-V created this one, and it's using, host is now using this, let's say, virtual Ethernet adapter. So be sure and be aware of what's happening on your host. Everything is functioning, everything is okay. That is something Hyper-V creates. With this configuration, we finished our Hyper-V Manager role installation, and next step will be to try and install virtual machine inside Hyper-V, and then from then on build up our virtual lab inside this Hyper-V we installed. Until then, have a nice day. Bye bye.